Hey up, me old mucker. It's very cold, Mark from GamebustersUK, with you today for Dragon Age Origins Part 54. I'm recording this commentary, post-commentary, because I recorded a couple of blocks of footage, and it was quite late at night, so I didn't want to, people in the house might think I'm a bit weird if I'm up late speaking to myself whilst playing video games. So that's why I'm doing a post-commentary, but the rest will be live commentary. I mean, the next episode will be post-commentary as well. But these are some really good videos, the next couple of parts. A lot of boss fights, very entertaining. Like I said before, this part is probably the hardest part of the game, or the most taxing at least. So yeah. This girl over here.
What is this? A human? Bland and unlikely. Feeding time brings only kin and clan. I am cruel to myself. You are a dream of strangers' faces and open doors. And others. Fresh, not those who turn. Killed right here. And were fed. Laren first, but I am filled. All I could do was wish Laren went first. I wished it upon her so that I would be spared. But I had to watch. I had to see the change. How do you endure that? How did Branka endure? Do not talk of Branka, of what she did. Ancestors preserve us. Forgive me. I was her captain, and I didn't stop her. Her lover, and I could not turn her. Forgive her. But no, she cannot be forgiven. Not for what she did. Not for what she has become. I will not speak of her, of what she did, of what we have become. I will not turn. I will not become what I have seen. Not Laren, not Branka.
Basically, Branka sacrificed her entourage to the Darkspawn, and basically, from what I gather, the female dwarves were sort of corralled, and
she became
probably. This is quite hard. Actually, no, it wasn't. Yeah, so basically the female dwarves are corralled off by the Darkspawn, and from what I gather, from what she was saying about being filled, I guess the Darkspawn kind of have their way with them and turn them into broodmothers. What's a broodmother? You'll find out pretty soon. It's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. This is the last piece of the Legion armor, as you can see.
I thought it would have fallen into dust by now.
Cool. I already have all the 3 other pieces, which I found throughout the playthrough. So now we're going to get the helmet, which is over here. But beware, because when you take the helmet and the key, I think you need that key. I'm pretty sure you need that key as well. So you have to do this. The ghosts in the room will attack you. That's the helmet of the Legion. And there we go.
Warden senses tingling.
I think at this point I realized
Right.
the difficulty
Let's get started.
was on casual. Because I was thinking to myself, you know, I beat those 2 ogres earlier on in the video way too quickly, and these guys were kind of easy. So I thought, what's going on here? And lo and behold, the game was on casual for some reason. I'm pretty sure I always play on normal. I don't remember how it came to be on casual. It may have been something in the last part, but definitely all the gameplay that you see is on normal difficulty, unless I say it's on some other difficulty. So rest assured, I am pretty good at this game. I can take it on normal. There's only a couple of parts that give me any pause in the entire game, and one of those parts is in this video. So, but I cut out the couple of deaths. I died twice recording this. You'll know what part it is. It's towards the end of the video, a very annoying boss, kind of mini-boss type battle. And then the main event is yet to come. I was checking Ogrun because I want him to wear the Legion outfit because it looks best on dwarves because it is made for dwarves, so it kind of looks a bit... It doesn't look too bad on humans. It certainly shouldn't go on an elf.
They're merciful. The women, they want to touch, to mold, to change until you are free.
See, I mean, if you can listen to her babbling on, listen to Hespith babbling on, you can kind of figure out what happened to the women.
I wasn't so bad.
Got my good old Blight Blood with 3 paralysis runes. Yeah, the reason I'm cold, by the way, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm very cold, is because it snowed overnight. And yeah, there's pretty much snow all out there. You know, not very nice. We'll have to go out there at some point to do some grocery shopping, which will be fantastic, because I might slip over.
They took Laren. They made her eat the others, our friends. She tore off her husband's face.
I think that Legionnaire key might open that. Actually, I'm not sure.
All she ate, she grew.
But definitely the shield in there, but insignia. You want to take that back to the Shaper 8 when you're done. The Shaper 8 in Orzammar, and you'll get some XP and some coins.
She swelled and turned gray.
The Dead Cased. That's the side quest.
And she smelled like them. They remade her in their image. And she made more of them. Broodmother.
Yeah, it's only prudent to save. I mean, the game will save for you, but I mean, I kind of get OCD. Like, I kind of get OCD about, oh, maybe the game won't save this time. Or it's kind of silly, but it's better to play it safe than sorry, I suppose. Especially, you know, what we're about to face is pretty difficult, actually. Can be. I set up Wynn here. I was messing around with Wynn's tactics, and because I'm gonna have to reshuffle Wynn's tactics because I'm not happy with her. I'm not happy with how the AI uses her. It doesn't seem to heal too too often, despite having all these tactics set to heal. So what I did basically was set her to use Life Ward on the ally with the lowest health. But this was kind of silly because she then immediately cast it on Sten when we weren't even in combat. So yeah, I mean Sten had the lowest health. I mean I don't. Perhaps there was something lost in translation, but yeah, that tactic didn't quite work out. I hoped it would, but it didn't.
What do you want?
Okay, my preview screen is lagging quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, I'm... There we go. That's the big beastie. That's the Broodmother. Basically, this can be quite a tough battle. It can be ever so tempting to attack the Broodmother herself, but she has an abundance of defenses. So what you want to do is basically pick off the tentacles, or at least, you know, clear the tentacles on one side of her, and then attack the Broodmother, because the tentacles can cause a bit of a problem.
Direct me.
Yeah, you see, Wynn wasn't really doing what I wanted her to do. About halfway through the battle, she'll have some minions come to help her, as well as the tentacles. You see all these Darkspawn start appearing. This is when it gets a bit more difficult. I mean, obviously they're soaking up damage. They're dealing damage to you as well. So you just need to be aware, really. This is a really enjoyable battle as well, because it's quite intense. There's a lot of stuff going on the screen. There's a lot of enemies, but just keep your wits about you. Definitely, if it's your first time playing, definitely bring Wynn, because you're gonna need her healing expertise. You know, the good thing about the Broodmother is she can't really move. So you can, you know, afford to fight the tentacles and the Darkspawn as long as you're not too close to the Broodmother so that she can't attack you.
Right. This should be easy enough.
So here we are, we've got her down to about half health, or less than half health.
This should be easy enough.
Everything's going nice and... everything's going good.
This should be easy enough.
And then some shrieks appear, so things get a bit more hectic. The second wave of her minions includes shrieks. So just be careful, you'll probably want to take them out. Once again, I was just keeping tabs on everyone. Luckily, I had plenty of health poultices on hand. See, it's getting a bit more frantic. You know, the general premise is just keep everyone healthy, keep your wits about you, keep your if you've got a mage, keep their lyrium up, take lyrium potions, heal people. I mean, it is advisable to take Wynn. I mean, there's not really many boss battles where Wynn doesn't come in handy, but we're getting through those health pulses quite fiercely, and now my computer's preview screen has gone black. Oh no, now we're back. We're back. And Ogren had somehow managed to fight his way to the Broodmother, so that's good. It was good because Ogren is using Faith's Edge, and if you remember, I put quite a few damage against Darkspawn runes on Faith's Edge, so he was dealing a lot of damage to the Broodmother. He was... yeah. And she's almost... There we go, and Sten just finishes her. Lovely stuff.
Time for a little clean.
And that, folks, is the Broodmother.
That's where they come from. That's why they hate us. That's why they need us. That's why they take us. That's why they feed us. But the true abomination is not that it occurred, but that it was allowed. Branka, my love. The stone has punished me, dream friend. I am dying of something worse than death. Betrayal.
Yeah, she had a lesbian romance with Branka. Ogren takes it pretty well, though. I mean, it's kind of weird, but he takes it in his stride, like a bro. I think Hespith is actually going to turn into a Broodmother at some point. She looks pretty infected. As you can see again, that tactic didn't really work, so I turned it off because, yeah, it didn't really work. I mean, I thought it would work, but it didn't. So I just turned it off. I mean, it just didn't work. Put it that way. You get some pretty nice goodies from the Broodmother. You get a piece of the effort armor, which is nice. You get Rock Knocker, which is a pretty good helmet with 25 physical resistance, but I think it's always locked at red steel level, so it doesn't level. It's not leveled. That I've never got that. I don't think I've got that ring before. Effort armor plus 15% to healing effects received. It's silverite as well. The effort armor, I'm not 100% sure on how you get the whole set. I know you get the effort gloves in, I think it's the effort gloves. You get them in the level with the I do know it. My mind's gone blank. You get the effort gloves in the Haven temple. Yeah, that temple. I'm pretty sure I found them in one of those previous videos. I might have sold them, actually, at this point. Maybe I sold them to Bodam Fedic. But anyway, we've now progressed to the Anvil of the Void. And it doesn't get any easier, folks. It doesn't get any easier from here on out. It actually gets quite a bit harder, actually. So be prepared. I mean, if
Branka is anywhere, this has to be it. She will not be unprepared.
I mean, if you have to go back and get potions, do so. Anyway.
What was that?
Let me be blunt with you. After all this time, my tolerance for social graces is fairly limited. That doesn't bother you, I hope.
Shave my back and call me an elf. Branka, by the stone, I barely recognized you.
Ogren. It figures you'd eventually find your way here. Hopefully you can find your way back more easily. And how shall I address you? Hired sword of the latest lordling to come looking for me? Or just the only one who didn't mind Ogren's ale breath?
Be respectful, woman. You're talking to a Grey Warden.
Ah, so an important errand boy, then. I suppose something serious has happened. Is Enrin dead? That seems most likely. He was on the old and wheezy side.
So this is Branka.
A king won't defeat a blight. We've had 40 generations of kings, and lost everything. I don't care if the Assembly puts a drunken monkey on the throne. Because our protector, our great invention, the thing that once made our armies the envy of the world, is lost to the very Darkspawn it should be fighting. The Anvil of the Void. The means by which the ancients forged their army of golems and held off the first archdemon ever to rise. It's here, so close I can taste it. The anvil lies on the other side of a gauntlet of traps designed by Caradon himself. My people and I have given body and soul to unlocking its secrets. This is what's important. This has lasting meaning. If I succeed, the Dwarven people benefit. Kings, politics, all that is transitory. I've given up everything and would sacrifice anything to get the Anvil of the Void. Enough questions. If you wish me to get involved with this imbecilic election, I must first have the Anvil. There's only one way out, Warden. Forward. Through Caradon's maze, and out to where the Anvil waits.
What has this place done to you? I remember marrying a girl you could talk to for 1 minute and see her brilliance.
I am your paragon.
Okay. So that's Branka. She's practically obsessed with locating the Anvil of the Void, which is basically a anvil that creates golems. Remember Shale? We got Shale still hanging around. It makes golems. That's what it does. And the dwarves used to use them to fight off the Darkspawn. But it's been lost and sealed away down here. But she's clearly obsessed with it, so... I mean, she sacrificed all her people.
And they didn't want to help. They tried to leave me.
Now this was actually more difficult than I expected. I mean, the initial wave of Darkspawn wasn't too bad. I mean, these guys... yeah, that first wave wasn't too difficult. But down in that little tunnel, down in that little tunnel, something that set me back. A mage. You can see him over there in the background. Genlock emissary. So I was like, oh, Holy Smite. Hit him with Holy Smite. Our Templar ability. And he hit me with Crushing Prison. And all these cronies started attacking, and then the ogre got stuck in. And then the mage was just hanging back there, trolling me from behind. And you know me, I hate the mages. I'm a Templar character. When I see a mage, I try and take him out because they can cause a lot of havoc. They can cause an inordinate amount of havoc, and this one did. Trust me, in this battle, that mage gave us a lot of hell. Once again, Wynn wasn't really doing what I wanted her to do, so I had to take control. Definitely at some point I'm going to have to reshuffle Wynn's tactics. Bob died. Couldn't heal him because of some sort of magic spell on him. Ogren died. Things were getting a little bit scary now. But revival and roughly where the bodies were, I couldn't really see, so I was just taking a bit of a guess. But we got Bob. Once again, I decided to go after the mage. Because remember, if you're a Templar class, every hit every melee strike you do on a mage deals mana damage in addition to ordinary mana, in addition to ordinary damage. So you can drain their mana with successive hits. So that was I wanted to get the mage out of the way. I had a bit of a one-track mind for the mage, and the ogre and all the other darkspawn were a little bit, you know, they were secondary objectives, but they were kind of attacking me as well. So things just I didn't handle this battle too well. That's why it definitely became more more difficult than I expected it to become. I mean, look at the Genlock emissary still had pretty much full health. So then I thought, well, screw this, I'm going to have to take down the ogre. Luckily, paralysis kicked in. Got the ogre with paralysis. There are very few enemies in the game that are not affected by paralysis. So, and then I got frozen. That was a glyph. And then the ogre gets paralyzed again. And he's down. Win once again wasn't. I mean, I'm really impressed by Sten because he was the only one that didn't die during this battle, and he was pretty much just going from enemy to enemy, taking them out. There we go. Got the emissary with paralysis and picked him off, and that was a very intense little skirmish in these tunnel areas. It was great fun to play. Shame that Ogren died. Real shame actually, because I need him to level up ASAP pretty much so he can wear the Legion armor, because he's only one strength point away from being able to equip it. And the sooner, I mean, everyone else in the party is pretty much wearing pretty nice armor. I mean, I've got Bob in the Juggernaut armor, which is pretty much one of the best. It's probably, I think it might be the second best armor set, or maybe the best armor set in the game. Sten is kind of wearing the effort. No, it's not effort. He's wearing something. He's wearing, is it the armor of diligence, and the that helmet that we found in the deep roads. And Win is alright. She's a mage, so she can only wear the robes and whatnot. But Ogren, definitely need to get him kitted out into the Legionnaire's armor as soon as possible. There's actually some really good armor that we'll be finding later on in the playthrough due to the DLC that I'm going to be playing. DLC, the Warden's Keep, and Return to Ostagar, because I've never played Return to Ostagar on PS3. I've played it on Xbox 360, never played it on PS3 because there's a glitch with the game, the Ultimate Edition of Dragon Age Origins on PS3, where you don't actually get Return to Ostagar DLC with it, despite it saying you do on the back. They actually give you Stone Prisoner twice, which is silly, and it's a glitch. So I had to buy Return to Ostagar off the PSN. PlayStation Store. This is one of the gauntlet traps. You know, I've played Dragon Age Origins. I've done a few playthroughs, completed the game at least 5, 6 times, and I've never been able to figure out this section. Like, there's poisonous gas all in the room, which does a smidgen of poison damage every couple of seconds. But the main thing is these golems. I have no idea what sets them off, and I have no idea if you can actually avoid them or not. So yeah, that's probably the only instance where my knowledge of this game is at a complete loss. I mean, I just don't know. So I would like to avoid them, But then again, they give you 61 XP apiece, which is fairly good, and for 4 of them, that's 240 odd XP, so it's definitely worth getting, definitely worth getting. The elixirs of grounding. I picked them all up because I already had a few elixirs in my inventory, so they weren't actually using inventory slots. It's kind of like in Pokemon Blue, how if you have 99 of an item, it doesn't use up, and then uses up 1 item slot in your inventory. So I was picking them up because we haven't fought any. Well, we have fought a dragon, but when we fight a proper dragon, I'm gonna want the elixirs. Again, this is another part where I have no idea if you can avoid triggering the golems. I have no. Perhaps you need to bring a rogue, because I triggered the trap there, and a couple of golems came to life. Yeah, I have no idea whether you can avoid triggering them golems. Perhaps you do need to bring a rogue, and a rogue with trap. I don't know, like, normally you'd be able to see traps anyway, even if you're not a rogue. Perhaps you can see the trigger with a rogue? I'm not sure, once again, I'm not sure. Every playthrough I've done, I've just walked through here, set all the golems off and fought them. Perhaps maybe my game's bugged, because I'm not seeing any trigger there, so it's kind of weird. There's definitely a black line across the floor, but I mean it doesn't really look like a trap trigger, it just looks like a black line. So I was just edging forward, hoping that they hadn't been activated, but yeah, as soon as I walk ahead, they come to life. Excuse me. Now this next part was the part I was speaking about earlier, the part where I died twice, but luckily for you I cut those parts out because literally those battles were like 10 minutes long each. This is a difficult... I'll call it a mini-boss, but it's on your first try, I mean, without knowing what the hell you're supposed to do. This is really difficult, and even on like... Even I find it really difficult. I mean, I just hate doing this part. I hate doing this mini-boss battle. Basically, what you do is... This guy activates. He's got the 4 faces. Basically, and I changed weapons to Topsider's Honor because that deals more damage against undead. And I figured that these guys would be undead because they're ghosts. But I'm not seeing any plus signs on my damage hits. So what you want to do is each time each time you kill one of these spirits, an anvil will activate on the sides of the arena. And what you want to do is you want to activate that anvil so that it fires a blast at the statue there. And what will happen is the eyes will go from being all shiny to bleeding. And when the eyes are bleeding, you want to hit it again to stop the eyes bleeding. Because whilst the statue's eyes are bleeding, it can hit you with this projectile attack, which can be very annoying. So basically, you wanna get 2 hits from an anvil on each face, so that by the end of the battle, each face on this thing is just empty. No shiny sparkly eyes. No bleeding eyes. I can see the eyes are bleeding on that one, so I have to hit it again. To activate the anvils, you need to kill this one spirit. So I mean, you can spend 10 minutes just fighting the spirits and not really knowing what you're supposed to do, and end up dying. That's why this is quite a difficult mini boss battle. I mean, look, I've already lost Sten. And these spirits, they don't fuck around either. I mean, these spirits are friggin' tough cookies. I mean, that's what you need. You need to keep your party alive. Your party members can die ever so quickly in this battle. Luckily, I managed to keep almost everyone alive. Because if you've only got one character left, this gets almost impossible to do. You need to keep everyone alive.
As you say.
As you can see there, the projectile attack from the faces with the bleeding eyes, very, very annoying indeed. To avoid the attack, you need to go on the side of a face that doesn't have bleeding eyes, as I'm doing here. Because if you go on the side with bleeding eyes, it will hit you with the projectile. So, like I said, hit it with the anvil once you've killed a spirit. It doesn't matter which spirit you kill. Once you've killed them all, I think you can just press. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone off screen killed the spirit. And as you can see, we've almost got all the eyes. I don't know what term I can use. We've almost got all the statue's eyes emptied. Doesn't really make much sense. And kill that spirit. Ogren finally died. But there we go. It was a shame that Ogren died because we were pretty much won the battle. But anyway, that's that mini boss battle. I mean, like I said, I died twice during recording. It's an annoying battle because when you first encounter it, you don't have a clue what you're supposed to do, and it's even when you know what you're supposed to do, it's still a pain in the ass. So I'll see you in the next part of Dragon Age Origins. We're getting pretty far into the game now, so I'll see you in part 55. Thanks very much for watching me, old mucker.